You are watching Catch the Craze TV.
Hi, man! Yeah, we got Ire. Books! Oh, you want to read me books? I have a lot of books. Read my books. Booyaka! I got the books. I see them in the head. You dead? I read a lot of books. I don't know what I said. Take it. Books? We get a lot of books, man. Yeah.
Mr. SYPHAX.
I'm sorry. This is Books with John, and I will be reviewing today Mitch Albom for one more day. But every show we should start out with a little verse from some of the classic ones, the great ones. So we're going to go to Shakespeare and say a little quote which I was reading while I was dozing off. Reading while I was looking at my lecture. So, let us haste to hear it and call the nobles to the audience. For me, with sorrow, I embrace my fortune. That says it all, my folks. Okay. So we're gonna go to One More Day by Mitch Albom. Now, just to let you know, this is one of the third or fourth books that he written, called Tuesday with Morrie was the first one, and the second one, which I have read, got a lot of wealth out of, was 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Now, he's a fantastic writer. He writes a lot of themes about kind of making peace with your life after death. A lot of themes of the importance of people in your life and appreciating various things like literature, a fine book, or a pretty lady, if you're not reading. So he has very good points in his books. Now I'm just going to tell you what this is about at the time in which I am, working so well. The basis of this is a character named, oh geez, I forgot my notes. I dropped my notes. Oh my god. But I remember, I never miss a beat. Charlie, and he basically dies. And he gets a chance to make amends with his mother after death before he actually passes away, and makes amends with his daughter Maria, which also he's kind of distanced from. It's a very good book because it deals with the issues of not making that peace with that person while you're alive, and then trying to make a peace with them after you have passed, trying to make peace once you pass away, and trying to find that peace with the person that you love. The point of it is really to appreciate people while you're here, because you don't know when you might not be able to say those things that you wanted to say to them, or spend that time that you would like to spend with them. I'd like to just say a quote from this book really quick from our friend Mr. Mitch Albom in relation to the book, or actually from the book itself, which is very deep. But there's a story behind everything, how a picture got on the wall, how a scar got on your face. Sometimes the stories are simple, and sometimes they are hard and heartbreaking. Behind all of your stories is always your mother's story, because hers is where you begin. That is basically the crux of the story. He writes a lot of great, clear writing with a lot of great messages. I mean, how many times have we wished that we could say, I love you to that person that we had not said I love you to? Or appreciate that mother that might not be there anymore. Or appreciate that lover that we might have taken advantage of, or not necessarily appreciate it in our time. Well, this book makes the point that you should always love and cherish everything while you are here, because you might not get a chance to, let's say, sit down and share your literature, or say that you love the individuals that are there and appreciate their worth. Like I said, he has a lot of other great books, which is 5 People You Meet in Heaven. We actually reviewed that on the forum also, and a little review will be posted up on the forum. And basically, you want to really get into his work. He's a fantastic writer. As for a rating, I would give this book 4 stars out of 5. It is a very good book, but it's not necessarily, let's say, your classic literature like our friend Shakespeare, as I read, or Joseph Conrad, or Steinbeck, let's say, or even our friend Mr. Dickens. So, but it is very modern day classic literature, which is fantastic. We also have to say something about Charlie, which I love, is that he's not necessarily aware that he's taking for granted the people that he loves, and not necessarily understanding the distance that he is creating between him and those individuals in his life. Sometimes things happen in our life that we carry scars that cause us to close in or pull away. But he finds out that the things that he had done, that he would like to do, and that his own baggage and hurt carries over into other people, and that it causes a ripple effect. One of the things that the book does, which is very fantastic, is he writes excerpts of times I had not defended my mother, in opposed to his father, which wanted him basically to be this great baseball star, and his mother basically felt that he should be more grounded into, let's say, his scholastics, being a better person, open himself up to other people. And there's many times where he defends him, where he doesn't defend his mother. For example, she wraps him up in like tissue paper to be a mummy because they cannot necessarily afford a costume. And when his sister puts the mother down, he basically says, "I hate you. You ruined my life." And that's one of the main things that he remembers before he passes away, or goes through that midpoint where he's able to reenact those incidents with his mother and let his mother know in between worlds that he loves her. A lot of times we say things like, "I hate you, I wish I didn't know you, I can't stand you," simply because there may be other hurts that we have that we don't necessarily want to express. But when we express those hurts and we free ourselves up, it allows us to love the better things in life and those individuals that are close to us. Because sometimes our parents might have some wisdom or some guidance that we don't necessarily understand until later on in our lives. And this book talks about second chances and having those second chances and being able to say those things that we would like to say. This has personal reference for me because I have my stepmother, my mother passed away, and my stepmother, she lives in Florida, and I call her every other day, but still there's some times where I may want to say one more time, "I love you," or "I miss you," or "I haven't seen you." And I just may not, because I feel, she knows it, she understands that. But we always want to cherish those moments, almost put them in a little cell and reach them. And this book definitely gets you in touch with what's important and doing those things and expressing those feelings that you would like to express that you may not express because you might not think it's a popular thing to do, or something that you might not think is necessarily relevant. But people hold on to the little things that you do far after you pass away. And that's one of the main points that this book makes. Everything that you do, and Charlie begins to understand that in his book, everything you do reflects the legacy that you leave on the world here, and moments that you give, the immaterial gifts that you give to the people around you. So it's a very, very enlightening book. You may actually need a box of Kleenex right now. If I didn't have shades, I'd be wiping my eyes. I'm so upset right now. I'm trying to calm myself down for the book, but I'm okay now. I'm okay. I'm back on track. I'm okay. So appreciate those individuals when they're here. Fantastic book. 4 out of 5 stars. This is big because I may give the next book 0 out of star. Well, that kind of wraps it up for Books on Jars a little bit. And we will have to basically close it down for a moment. No, I'm getting signals from the camera crew, and I don't understand what he's saying right now. We are just having a hunky-dory time. He's drawing we need cue cards. We need cue cards in our business. What is happening here? What is cut, go? Oh, this is John on Books. Going over the album show, and this is a great read. This wraps it up for us. Adios, au revoir, and tortillas with your Doritos.
Hi, man. Yeah, we got Ire. Books. Oh, you want to read me books? I have a lot of books. Read my books. Booyaka! I got the books. I see them in the head. You dead? I read a lot of books. I don't know what I said. Take it. Books? We can tell out the books, man. Yeah.